In Vietnam, the art of Dong Ho painting, a fundamental part of the nation's identity, is facing two challenges: the recent government motion to include it in Unesco's list of intangible cultural heritage and the shortage of practitioners due to competition from modern art. Let's see more details in the following story.
Dong Ho painting has been a fundamental part of Vietnam's cultural repertoire for centuries. The practice involves a complex and multifaceted process that requires skills in painting, woodcutting, and sublimation. Today, the art of Dong Ho painting is facing a crisis, as there are very few of its representatives left in the country. In the city of the same name as the art form lives Nguyen, a descendant of a family with more than 400 years of experience in Dong Ho.
Việc đầu tiên là việc chúng tôi phải sáng tác mẫu.
The process begins with creating a painting on paper. This design is then glued to a wooden block, where an artisan carves its reversed image into the wood. Once the black outline is ready, the artisan fills in the colors. Dong Ho folk paintings typically use between 2 and 6 colors, usually 5 basic tones, with a 6th created by combining 2 of them. Dong Ho folk paintings include several techniques, such as press printing and hand painting. This piece, for example, is made using the press printing method. First, we create the outline drawing, then carve it into the woodblock, and finally press the inked block onto paper to produce the painting. For a painting like the pig family, which uses 5 colors, we need 5 separate woodblocks, 1 for each color.
Thì như bức tranh này, như bức tranh con lợn kia 5 màu với 5 bản in.
To stylize the details of the painting, a wood block is used for the outline and several others for each printed color, and they are carefully engraved by hand so that the wood blocks can be preserved for generations. In the past, to prepare Vietnamese New Year paintings, artisans had to begin the process 6 or 7 months in advance.
Để hoàn chỉnh một bức tranh dân gian Đông Hồ.
To create a Dong Ho folk painting, every element comes from nature: flowers, leaves, plants, and materials sourced from the mountains, forests, and sea. The bark of the dew plant from the forest is used to make dew paper. Scallop shells from the sea provide a white pigment. Earth from the mountains yield the maroon color. Flowers and leaves make the yellow and green pigments, while the black comes from the ash of burnt bamboo leaves. All of these natural materials come together to create Dong Ho folk paintings, which traditionally convey wishes of good fortune and prosperity.
Cầu chúc những cái may mắn tốt đẹp của con người.
This style of painting is considered a faithful reflection of traditional aesthetic values, social philosophies, and humanitarian desires. The traditional themes of Dong Ho painting are symbols of good luck, historical figures, popular allegories, folk tales, and social commentary. Elements of everyday life are well integrated into these paintings to express the thoughts and desires of the people. Industrial printing and modern digital images have reduced the demand for handmade prints, and economic pressures have led some families to abandon the production of folk art, but Nguyen remains committed to keeping her family's legacy alive, and to involving nature in every aspect of this art, not just in the illustration. In 2020, the Vietnamese government gave its support for the submission of the paintings to the UNESCO Preservation Program for their cultural value. This year, Nguyen and other Dong Ho practitioners support this decision and ask the international organization to add the art form to the list for intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding.